Yeah.
Packet flow means the packet which is getting initiated from the source, and if it is netting, then all that net and the end where it is going to get delivered, that will be the
Hmm.
like that will be like a packet flow.
Okay, let me tell you what I mean to say. Okay. So for an example, this is your firewall. Okay. And this is your it is connected with ISP. Okay. And this is your switch. And this switch has connected few users. Okay. Let me create one user here. Okay. Now, okay, this is one user. Okay. Let's say user A. Now, if user A wants to communicate with one server which is connected on this ISP, let me create that as well. So actually my pen is not connected. I lost my pen somewhere. That's why I'm drawing these all things like that. The next class will get another pen. Okay. So if this is the design where you have one firewall switch and switch is connected with one user, and this is one server. Okay. Let's say this is web server. Okay. Any web server or okay. Now when packet initiates from user A and received by this firewall on this internal interface. Now how your packet means how your firewall going to perform inspection before this firewall sends out this packet towards this server. And what about the next packet which is coming from outside to inside? That is called packet flow. Means how your firewall going to process that packet. Okay. So if I talk about a checkpoint firewall has a different way to handle the packet. Okay. Palo Alto has a different architecture. It means when your Palo Alto firewall receive packet, your Palo Alto firewall will uh, take care of that packet in a different way. Okay, every firewall has a different architecture. Even if I talk about your FortiGate, Fortinet firewall, that firewall also has a different way to perform this action. Okay, so anyone has any idea of any firewall I'm talking about? I'm not talking about specifically for checkpoint. Any firewall packet flow, if you know that.
It will be the same way which you mentioned, right?
It would be the
Same way which you mentioned.
yes, same way, definitely, because my firewall is always in between ISP and access layer. Now, how my firewall, let's say my firewall receive a packet from user A. Now, how my firewall going to process that packet? Let's say this is user A. Okay. Now the IP for user A is 192.168.100.10. Okay. This is the IP for this user. Guys, this is very important interview question. If you face any interview, any firewall interview, definitely you will get this question. So this is your IP, okay, and your gateway. 168.100.1. Okay. So where is your gateway? Your gateway is this one, this internal interface. Okay. Now what if user A sends packet and it reaches to this interface? Now what is the first action your firewall going to take? Okay, this is the one question. And next question is, if you are receiving a packet from ISP from here, okay, let's say here we have one server. So this server sending some packets towards your firewall. And now here we have one VPN tunnel between this server and this firewall, correct? And means that would be an encrypted packet. Okay, if your firewall receive this packet, now what is the next step your firewall going to take? What is the first step? Okay, let me tell you all those things. Okay, if I talk about Palo Alto firewall, FortiGate firewall, all those firewalls, okay, every firewall has a different way. Okay, in Palo Alto firewall we have fast path processing, slow path processing. In Cisco ASA we have very simple way to process a packet, but in Checkpoint that packet flow is also different. Okay, so let us today talk about packet flow. Okay, we'll start from packet flow, then we'll move to uh, next steps. Okay, so now for packet flow I have opened this document. If you want, you can let me share this URL with you. Okay, you can take it with you. Okay, we just need this image to understand the packet flow, because if we go through all this theoretical part, that would be a boring class for you. Okay, you will start feeling boring. Okay, so let me open this image as well. Okay, then later we'll talk about these all images. Okay, one by one. So first let us understand from basic. Okay, now let's say my firewall received a packet here. Okay, now once my firewall receive a packet, okay, so guys, can anyone tell me what are the contents of a packet? Anyone know the content of IP header? Okay, okay guys, okay, we got disconnected. Okay, I was talking about, anyone know what all things we have in a packet?
The source address,
Hmm.
destination address,
Hmm.
data,
Yes, correct. Okay, so the first thing is source IP, destination IP, and source port, destination port. Okay, now after that, this is your, let's say this is your payload. Okay, payload, or you can say it data. Okay, now what about this? This one is your, let's say we encrypted. Okay, we encrypted this packet with the VPN. Okay, so this is your VPN encryption. Okay, under VPN we have so many means like these type of uh, means these type of points, I would say, or these type of columns. Okay, so basically what I'm saying here is, this is your IP header, this part, this is your IP header part. Okay, and this is your data. So after data you have IP header. Now this complete packet, encrypted by VPN. Correct? Whenever your server, this server sends any packet, your firewall receive that packet in encrypted form. Clear? Now, here in this packet flow, you can see that we have received a packet here. Okay. And you can see that the first step is decrypt. It means we have received a VPN encrypted packet. So guys, whenever your firewall receive a VPN encrypted packet, whether it is from SSL VPN, TLS, any protocol, okay, first your firewall going to decrypt it so that it can see what is inside the IP header, and for content inspection, it is going to check the payload as well. Okay, means what all things we have on this payload, right? So the first step for this firewall is decrypt. On other firewalls, you may find different option. Okay, so you can see that if decryption is there, then yes. If no decryption is there, then it will go to this step. Okay, so let's say we have decrypted the packet, decrypt and continue moving back to this state. Now this is your state. Next step. Okay, step 1 is decryption. Once decryption is done, we'll check the connection table. Okay, that is your stateless table, right? So guys, you know what is connection table? Yes, no? Okay guys, if you are not able to speak here, you can drop me a message in chat. I can see it. Okay, so once your VPN packet gets decrypted, it will move to the next stage, which is stateless inspection. Okay, that is your stateless inspection. Now your firewall will check. Let's say in this diagram we have received one packet from here, right? Now your firewall will check whether we have any ongoing TCP connection with that server or not. Okay, let me configure some IP address on it. Okay, let's say this server IP address is okay, let's say the server IP address is 8.8.8.8. Okay, now so my firewall going to check connection table. This is first step. Okay, if you will find a connection is in a state table, then your firewall will keep that entry and it will move to the next step. Okay, so stateless inspection. Now if connection not needed, okay, then it will move to the this part, that is your SecureXL part. Okay, now if you see this packet flow, that is divided in the first one is when you receive the packet. Next is SecureXL, and next after that you have next phase, which is firewall kernel inspection, where you are checking firewall policies and firewall connection table matches. Okay, and after that this is your egress interface.
So just one doubt. What is the work of SecureXL?
What is the
Work of SecureXL?
okay? So
Because
SecureXL.
at one of the location I just heard the track team has informed to disable the SecureXL and take the logs. So uh, I was not understanding what is the work of SecureXL.
Okay, so with SecureXL, you can see that if I talk about this packet flow only, here's your answer. Okay, and now your SecureXL contains connection table, first thing. Okay, and apart from that, means mainly SecureXL has your connection table plus few more options. That we'll discuss in detail. Okay, we'll discuss in detail because after this this packet flow will move to SecureXL core and alone. Okay, so just hold down for now. Okay, let us complete this packet flow, then I'll answer your query. Okay, mainly if I tell you, the main point is this connection table. Okay, this contains a connection table. So if you disable this feature, if you disable this feature, your firewall not able to process any packet, right? If connection table is not there, definitely your firewall will not process any traffic. And so what they tag guys do, they temporarily disable this SecureXL feature, right? So that they can take logs. Means otherwise, if they enable this feature, your logs, your firewall will keep on generating logs. So that would be difficult to download all the logs, right? So that would be one situation. And I'll think about it. Means there might be another reason, but this is the main reason, as I understand your query. Okay. Now, acceleration. So this is your SecureXL part. So under SecureXL, you can see that first step is SecureXL connection table match. Okay. So it is going to match the connection table. If it matches, yes. So it goes to here. If the connection is not there, then access template match. Okay. And then establish a new connection with that. So my connection table going to create a new connection entry for that particular server. Okay, for this server we are talking about, this server, which is your 8.8.8.8. Okay, so now once we create an entry, there would be some next steps. Okay, access template match, drop template match. Okay, now so basically it is matching a template. Okay, so we'll discuss about template as well, or you can say connection table in short. Okay, and template is one thing. Under template, we are going to define some conditions. Okay, as of now, just understand it as a connection table. Okay, now once we establish a new connection for that user, okay, now it will move to the next step, which is firewall kernel inspection. So guys, I'm telling you this packet for in short. Okay, in short means if you go to this document and if you read everything, you will get the output. So basically I am telling you the summary in my way. Okay, if you want, you can read it in a more detailed way. Okay, like content, how content inspection happen inside that. Okay, how sandblast match means, because from interview perspective, no one going to ask you inside what is going inside this, right? But the interviewer will ask you a question. Tell me the packet flow for checkpoint firewall. Simple. So simply you need to answer that question in this manner. Okay, you need to say that the first step is we have received the packet. Now if that packet is VPN encrypted, then we are going to decrypt it. After that, next step 3 is we are going to check whether connection table, uh, uh, under connection table we have connection state or not. If connection state is not there, then we are going to create, your firewall going to create a new connection, right? After that, it will move to next step, which is firewall inspection, right? Under inspection, we are going to check uh, connection table done. Okay, we are going to match firewall policy. Now, what kind of policies? First means security policy, basically. Okay, after connection table, next step is security policy match. If security policy is not matching, your firewall will simply discard the packet. If security policy matched, then it will move to the yes. Okay, then it will just ignore this one. Okay, now After that, it will perform NAT policy check. So your firewall performs security policy check first. So guys, in checkpoint, this packet flow is different. Okay, in Palo Alto, we perform NAT and other checks before security policy check. But your checkpoint firewall checking this security policy first, then it is moving to NAT policy lookup. Okay, and if there is any destination NAT to be performed, your firewall perform destination NAT or source NAT. If packet coming from inside to outside, then your firewall will perform source NAT. Okay, if packet coming from outside to inside, that your in that case your firewall perform destination NAT, right? So any question in NAT, any confusion in NAT part, source NAT, destination NAT? I believe no questions.
No, not from me.
Okay, so that would be your next step. Now, content inspection. So content inspection needed? Yes. If not needed, we are directly going to skip it, and it will check the routing table and forward that packet to a particular destination. Okay, let's not talk about this right now. Now under content inspection, you have so many things. Now under content inspection, you can see that this is your content inspection part. Okay, now we are going to check URL, DNS. Okay, threat cloud means all those profiles like spyware protection, antivirus protection. Maybe you have some URL filtering configured. Okay, it is going to check signature. Okay, app control, IPS, IDS, AVI. Okay, so all those kind of checks would be performed under this content inspection. Okay, so these all are part of content inspection, right? If we find anything, means let's say you have found my firewall finds some virus on it, okay, or maybe any infection on any data packet. So my firewall simply going to discard that packet then and there. Okay, now you can see that if it will discard the packet. Okay, now once this content inspection done, it will move to the next step, which says packet forwarding process. Means it will move to the egress interface of your firewall. Now once we move the packet to egress interface, the first step is NAT policy. Okay, sorry, routing table. It is going to check before routing table. It is going to check NAT policy. Okay, NAT policy, then routing means from where we want to send this traffic. Okay, so perform this route lookup. It is going to check what routes are available. Okay, it means routing table. Now, before we send it to a particular destination, your firewall going to encrypt that data packet again. Okay, before we send out from my firewall, let's say in this scenario, we have received this packet and my firewall performed NAT policy checks, content inspection, all those things. Now my firewall wants to send it to this user. So before sending it to this user, my firewall will encrypt that packet again. Okay, and then it will perform, my firewall will perform route lookup, and the next step is it will transmit the packet. Okay, your firewall will transmit the packet after looking at the routing table. So guys, this part is totally opposite of your ingress interface part. Here you are receiving packet, you are decrypting the packet, but here you are routing the packet somewhere. Okay, so it means before sending that packet to somewhere, we are going to encrypt it. Simple. Okay, now your other device, let's say this user, this device going to decrypt it. Okay, now there is one more scenario. Let's say this ISP is connected with one more firewall. Let's say that you have one more branch. Okay, so this is firewall 2, Okay, so we have tunnel between firewall 1 and firewall 2. Okay, guys, I'll get my pen definitely. So between firewall and 1 and firewall 2, you have one VPN tunnel. So what will happen in that case? When firewall will send packet for internal user, we don't require any VPN encryption. So firewall will send this packet in plain text format. Okay, the same goes for this branch side firewall. It will perform encryption decryption on this interface only. Okay, so you can configure your firewall in that way also. Okay, so guys, for firewall perspective or interview perspective, this is your packet flow. Okay, you need to start from here and you need to end here. Okay, now because or interviewer may ask you one more question. Okay, he will directly ask you uh so yeah, I got that question as well in one of the interview. He may ask you when whether your firewall first check NAT policy or security policy. Okay, so guys, this is confusing. Okay, if you read FortiGate packet flow, that in that case your NAT policy lookup will be the first step, and after that you are going to check the policy. Okay, but here in checkpoint it is opposite, and in Cisco ASA that is also different. Okay, in Cisco ASA, first your firewall going to perform NAT lookup, then it is going to check policy. Okay, so that might be different according to the firewall. So always go through with that. Okay, so this is one of the important question, guys, from my side. I always suggest people to go through with that. Okay, now, so these are some detailed diagram. Let's say someone asking me question about core SecureXL, right? So this packet flow is very simple, guys. It looks difficult, but it is not very difficult. So guys, generally instead of using any kind of book, okay, or a study, this checkpoint study guide, I always open this community.checkpoint.com. Okay, I also suggest you to search any topic. If you are facing any issue, you can search any content, like what is IPS, what is how to deploy policy, getting some error. So because these documents are suggested by Checkpoint Tech as well. They are also going to suggest you this document. Okay, whenever they are explaining you something. Any question in packet flow, guys?
Yes, I have a question.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually, this is a secure Excel part. If the suppose is the document will be sorry, is a firewall table is a content table will be not matched. Then why are you come to that final things? Actually, the in between it's also not there, right? It's a firewall kernel inspection will be not there. Suppose if you see secure Excel connection is table is match. Okay, it's a yes, then directly come to that is a decryption part. Actually, the line come directly down to that.
So don't get confused with the lines, bro, because if you see this line, see, let's say access template match, okay, and we establish a new connection. Now this line goes down, okay, but here you can see that we have few more processes. Okay, let's say
No, actually, suppose it's getting yes, then go to the check the firewall policy and all, but it's directly going to that decryption bot.
Got it. Got it. Means after, see, don't get confused with the lines. Okay. If I tell you another image, okay, let me show you another image. Actually, this is the official one, right? That we are seeing. But if you see any other image, like simple image, like this one, okay, you will see everything happening on a step by step, right? Okay, so you can see that in this image. First, it is start with, okay, which is, I believe that is wrong. Okay, just start with anti-spoofing, SAM database, then session lookup, policy lookup, destination NAT, route lookup, source NAT. Okay, layer 7 encryption routing. That is also correct. Okay. So generally everything happening step by step. This is because it looks confusing. Even if I show you this is your Palo Alto firewall packet flow, right? You can see that some lines directly going to this here. Okay. So let me tell you one more idea behind this line. Let's say after connection match, there is no security policy match required. Okay. And there is no netting checks required. Why it is happening? Because you have your existing connection. Okay, this would be one condition. If you have existing connection available in connection table, your firewall don't ever go and check for security policy and all, right? Because this is how my stateful firewall inspection works, right? So your firewall will simply perform content inspection and it will route the traffic from egress interface. I think this is one part we can say on that. Okay. If connection is already exist, your firewall will skip policy check, NAT lookup, and it will directly go to content inspection, and it will your firewall will send traffic from egress interface after performing encryption and route lookup. It will transmit the packet. This is one answer I can give you because I've gone through with so many packet flows. Okay. So this is one step. But according to this line, I'm not sure, right? If you want, you can read it everything in detail. But from interview perspective, I explained everything. Any other question in that?
In SecureXL, we need to enable for something where, or it's a default thing, SecureXL thing.
SecureXL will discuss in detail. Okay, don't worry about it because there would be 2 to 3 sessions or more than 3 sessions, 3 classes we have only on SecureXL. Okay, so don't worry about it. We'll discuss everything. As of now, just focus on content, this packet flow. Okay, SecureXL, Core XL will go through with everything. Yes, SecureXL perform more actions, but in packet flow, they have shown us everything in short. Okay, means SecureXL performing only connection table match. But we'll discuss this SecureXL because this SecureXL is part of your CCSE. Here it is. Okay. So don't worry about it. as of now. Any other question regarding this packet flow?
No.
Okay, and so tomorrow you both not available, right? Any other time? Okay, so from packet flow side, these all are the things we have. Okay, I would suggest you to at least go through with that. Okay, because this is very important to understand everything on this firewall. Okay, and this is very very one of the most important question from interview perspective as well. Okay, because you can see that here we have some question answers. Why core Excel is not in diagram? It means that's not a detailed one. Okay, your checkpoint did not share the complete diagram, what is inside their architecture, and means they have shared some general things. Okay, apart from these inspection, there might be possible that we have lots of things missing on this packet flow, but this is the official site, so we can trust on it. Even if interviewer asks you any question related to that, you can simply say that for privacy reasons they have not included this core Excel or this part in detail in this diagram. Okay, you can also say like that, because that is something a genuine answer. So from packet flow perspective, this is all the thing. Okay, the next topic from next class, will start with VPN or maybe we'll start with ClusterXL. We'll start with ClusterXL. Okay, later at the end of this course we'll talk about site-to-site VPN and other VPNs. Okay, so let's start with CCSE. Now one more recommendation for you guys, at least do a quick revision on CCSA so that you will not get stuck somewhere when you are doing CCSE. Okay, but yes, if you have any general questions, definitely I can help you with those. Okay, so that's all for today from my side.